The state of gaming as we know it today. Back in my day, we would just purchase physical games and they came in round disc shapes, and we'd roll them down the streets with our sticks. It was fun. Indeed.
MX3! Howdy, come on in and welcome to this awesome dimly lit alleyway that represents my budget. Non-existent. I want you to think of this alleyway as a safe place to talk about games where no one's gonna yell at you, at least very loudly anyway. There might be a couple guys like passed out on heroin over there, but no one's gonna be like, we picked this side, and that type of toxic gaming is going to be avoided here. This is more like an alleyway where you can just chill, have a discussion, be real instead of just a personality that's going to be like, let's rally to a non-existent cause for a gaming console that's going to be irrelevant in 4 years or so. But anyways, welcome to the State of Gaming. We are about in the middle of 2018, and all the talk right now is primarily in shooters, so we're going to be talking about the state of shooters. Not to be confused with other topics in the news, we are talking about video game shooters. Now, 2 games were just recently revealed, one being Black Ops 4 and the other being Battlefield 5. Let's talk about Black Ops 4 first because it was revealed first. Now, I'm a little hesitant to show some of the footage of this because apparently they have made claims on people's videos that showed Black Ops 4 content. Right here you can see GameSpot. I'm going to be showing what's on their YouTube channel. I'll leave a link down there somewhere. It's really painful to try to get through this whole thing yourself. I'm going to show a little bits and pieces, try to take out most of the cringeworthy content.
Here is the worldwide reveal trailer for Call of Duty Black Ops 4 multiplayer.
Black Ops, weapons free.
What a lot of people think is this looks a lot like Black Ops 3 so far. Just the normal multiplayer. They're kind of trying to hype up it's the most in-depth they've ever gone and stuff like that. It doesn't really show any of that. Everyone has their own experiences with certain shooters because it's such a genre that, after you've played a few, it can get saturated pretty fast. Some of the first shooters that you play can be the most memorable. So you've got some shields and some revolvers. This looks like a map from Black Ops 2. Like, really. I haven't played Black Ops in years, but this looks like what I was playing when I played it. Now, is that a bad thing? I don't know. I really liked Black Ops 2. Wow.
Heels cover.
So they show all this stuff like hatchets and stuff being thrown, and it just kind of makes you go, this could be a Black Ops 2 remastered trailer. I'd believe it. Use the sticky bomb. What? I've never seen that. The sticky bombs were in what, Halo? That make that part of your trailer is interesting. So we're trying to make a focus on guns being up, because before they were down or around or flying around when we were hopping all over walls. Now, I think the game mechanics of you hopping on walls is really cool. A lot of original players weren't into that, and I think it'd be a great thing to have in other games that, aren't in the same brand.
So in Black Ops 4, you still move and interact with the world in a really fast and fluid way. And you can still keep your gun up while doing many of the other things in the game, like throwing grenades and using equipment, activating score streaks, and mantling.
I feel like it's just hard to not be through this whole thing. But at the same time, I'm interested. This might be the first Call of Duty game I buy in a long time.
Now we're delivering more narrative and character depth in multiplayer than ever before. And we're also going to give new and returning players the ability to learn and master each of these specialists and solo missions. These missions feature a series of fun and fast-paced trials that give a hands-on introduction to the new and returning specialists while exploring the stories behind their identities and their backgrounds inside of a Black Ops narrative.
So basically, Black Ops 4 comes down to 3 modes. You've got your multiplayer, normal, but they're also saying there's single player-ish stuff. Like for each class, there is a mission, an interactive tutorial, in other words, for each class. And then they have zombies, and they have 3 different little levels of zombies there. The last mode, third and last mode, it's going to be called Blackout, I believe. And this is basically the first AAA attempt that I've seen that is going to come to consoles besides, you know, obviously Fortnite. If you want to call that AAA, that was more like an experiment, if anything, that blew up. But this is Activision's attempt to cash in on the Battle Royale without calling it Battle Royale, which I think is smart. It's hard to say if all of these additions to the game make up for the lack of a single-player campaign. It's really hard to say without actually playing it. Because of that, so far, I would suggest, you know, not getting too excited for this. This has potential to be really good. I'm really interested. If they pull off everything that they said they were going to do, this would be really cool. Probably be some fun for a little bit. Now, this game inevitably is going to be a full-price game when it comes out. There's 3 different modes that are completely different from each other. So, if I want to play Battle Royale Call of Duty style, I've got to pay the $60. If I want to play Call of Duty Zombies, I've got to pay the $60. But I don't really care about the other stuff. You know, so if I want to play Call of Duty, just the multiplayer, it's still $60. And they are all fundamentally different games. So this is kind of a content pack game. It's the first Call of Duty game that I'm actually going to be interested in seeing more footage from, because there's so much stuff left unexplained. But enough about that, that's about the gist of it. Now moving on to the Battlefield 5 trailer. Let's check it out. Now right away, you can see that they're sticking with this Battlefield 1 color palette, kind of cartoony style is how I describe it. Like in the game, it looks kind of realistic, but at the same time, it looks really cartoony. To me, anyway. It's not a bad art style. It's a little different than the Battlefield 4 style that a lot of people were hoping for. Now it's revealed that it is another historical game. Yep, it definitely looks like they're going to World War II. Now, is this real game footage? I'd say no. Now, if you watch this full reveal live, it was pretty painful. They got Trevor Noah to be a commentator, which was pretty cool, but the rest of the team was pretty cringy, to say the least. Basically, they talked about you being able to build structures in the game since there was so much destruction going on. Now, the looks and feel to this look a little bit more silly, kind of compared to more along the lines of Battlefront. She has a little robotic arm there. Something, in other words, that they didn't have during World War II. What I think they're going for here is a little bit less realism, because I think that was a turnoff for a lot of people with Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 was pretty realistic for the most part. A lot of the stuff they had to add in to make that made it less accurate were just simply there for fun. And that's kind of what this looks like it's doing. It's gonna add some, let's stray from real history because we've been there. We've been there a lot already. Let's try and go a little bit more fantasy because that's something new. Personally, I don't like the direction that Battlefield has been going. I really liked the realistic version of Battlefield. I think Battlefield 4, where it was its peak. It's weird, the number 4. Okay, think about it, Modern Warfare. That was technically Call of Duty 4. That was when I think Call of Duty peaked. As far as the story mode goes, it looks like they're doing the same thing they did with Battlefield 1, where they had various different battle stories, play from all these different kinds of points of view. And they introduced something new. It's called Grand Operations, and it's another evolution of the direction they were going with evolving battles. It's supposed to kind of be like an operations game on a larger scale. I'm guessing instead of it taking up about an hour of your life, it's going to take up like up to 5 or however much time you want to choose. Maybe you can put in like let me play for 6 hours. Now fill it with content. I feel like a lot of people are on one train or the other, and personally, I've played both Battlefield and Call of Duty, and I've enjoyed both of them. They fill a different kind of niche in a gamer's head. Battlefield knows how to really make it feel like you're just a soldier on the lines of a battle, and Call of Duty makes you feel more like you can be that ultimate soldier that destroys everybody. Everyone here on YouTube, and by what I mean here, is freaking out about Call of Duty, getting angry about the story mode being gone. I really don't think it matters. Like, the last good story I played was Big Red 1, 2, I think. Something like that. It was a great Call of Duty story to finish. Probably the last one I enjoyed finishing. As far as Battlefield campaigns go, I've never been able to finish one, so. Call of Duty knows how to make a quick, fast shooter experience fun when you're not getting spawn camped, that is. That being said, that is one of the big differences of Call of Duty versus Battlefield. So far, to me, both of these games look like they could be one of the best games in both franchises. Personally, I'm a little bit more excited for the Black Ops 4 for mainly the reason that everyone's hating it. It's going to get a Battle Royale mode. For console peasants, that's a great thing. And me being one as well. I have a Mac and a PS4, so. Excluding Fortnite, this will be the first real Battle Royale on consoles that I'm probably going to play, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm not really sure why that would be a negative thing, or as negative as the internet is making it out to be. But who am I? I'm just a guy in a back alleyway, and you're here talking to me. Be sure to leave your opinion down there. If you think my opinion is shit, leave it down there. If you liked this content, like it down there. If you disliked this content, dislike it down there. If you would like to help scrape me out of this alleyway and be put into a more suitable place to do some reviews, you know what you can do to help, but I am not going to ask for it.
MX3.
And thank you. That is all.
MX3.
Thank you for joining me, and I hope you join me next month for a similar discussion. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you join me.